Hey guys, and welcome back to Swedish Muffin Cartel. This is week 2 of movie reviews. I'm Shane Stubbs.
Tristan Stubbs.
Peter Farr.
And Peter's filling in for Chris this week, who recently, I think today? No, I think it was today. Well, I thought, I don't know, I couldn't remember if I told you. Yeah, today he went to Colombia for Family Matters. So, yeah.
Love you, Chris.
Yeah. Love you, Chris. So, Peter's going to be filling in. So, yeah. The movie we watched today was Django Unchained by Quentin Tarantino.
That was an experience.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Little good, little bad.
Yeah.
Interesting experience.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. The movie was, like, longer than Lord of the Rings.
Was it? No, it was like 2 hours.
I think it was almost longer.
It was almost 3 hours, so
Yeah,
just
about
around
the
the Lord
same.
of the Rings.
Yeah.
Problem
Crazy.
is, Lord of the Rings actually had, like, interesting things to do.
Yeah, exactly.
This was just 30 minutes of just random stuff at the end. It was
What's
like, here,
going
enjoy this.
on?
Alright, we'll get on track.
Yeah, okay. So, first we're going to give our overall thoughts, like we did last week. So, yeah.
Kind of already did, but...
Well, we're going to do it again, because we're going to. Peter, what were your overall thoughts about this movie?
I was going into this movie thinking that it was awesome because I know it got Best Picture nomination, and I was expecting a lot more. I guess my expectations I got let down because I honestly thought there was so many almost boring times of this movie that you could you definitely could have Quentin Tarantino could definitely ended the movie like so many times throughout this movie, and he didn't. And
The plot slowed down so much.
I did.
And I was like going into this like, oh my gosh, this is like an all-star cast. So I was like really pumped that, there's going to be so much. Yeah, I mean, the acting was there, but I feel the story like progression wasn't there at all. Honestly, it just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
It was
I agree.
I don't know.
Well, like, the first 30 minutes and the last 30 minutes just could have been completely erased from the movie and you would have had the same experience.
Exactly.
Totally.
But the problem I had with the first 30 minutes, they were, like, trying to build up Jamie Foxx's character, and he was kind of quiet and stuff, and the German guy, can't remember the actor's name, carried the cast the entire time in the morning. Yeah, Christopher Waltz. I think he was definitely the best actor out of all of them. I attached to his character the most, and...
Plus, everything was so, like, it was, like, dramatic while not being dramatic. Like, it was all, like, slow motion.
Yes.
But then, like, when Christopher Waltz dies, it's just like... Yeah, it's just like, I'm sorry. And he's just like, oh, okay. He gets shot with a shotgun, just goes flying into the wall, and boom goes the dynamite.
You know Tarantino has all the hype behind him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got...
It's because with
Pulp Fiction,
yeah.
all the Kill Bills, Sin City, it was a lot like Sin City.
Yeah, it
I
was.
haven't seen that much of Sin City, but it was a lot like that. Just the gore and the randomness.
He
Everything
really likes
that comes into his mind just goes into the film. They need to have somebody who's just like, okay, Quentin, are you sure you want this in the movie? Everything for him is just like, check,
Western.
that's
it's like a Western movie, and then, you know what, let's put a rap in it just to shake things up.
Just throw in some Ice Cube.
and there's so much blood. It was like almost like a comedy. I feel like, in a weird sense, it was almost like a morbid, like satirical True Grit. If that's really deep level right there. But it was weird, and a lot of blood, and I don't know. I just felt it was kind of unnecessary. A lot of
It was really unnecessary.
But I feel like that is Quentin Tarantino, unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he even showed that.
It kind of just makes you think, what are you doing?
I did like the overall, just how this movie was just like a punch to the face with all the stuff that was happening, all like the hardcore. I'm going back and covering slavery the way that he did. That was ridiculous. You felt like you were just getting punched every time you saw those like horrible things. And I was just
except for when the
KKK
arrived.
Okay, we're gonna move on to positive then. Because that's where that falls in.
Inside joke.
Not an inside joke. Anybody who's seen it, though.
Well,
terrific moment.
Oh my
in
God.
movie history.
Okay, so
good things.
Good things, yeah.
The comedy somehow in this movie was almost better than a lot of other aspects.
Yeah, it's like random comedy.
And it was just one I thought that was going to be over in like 20 seconds. That drug on forever, but it was
I
hilarious
know.
throughout the entire thing.
totally.
Oh, can we get a
it.
clip of that? Can we run that?
That'd be
Copyright
wonderful.
problems probably not, but
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because people like post it on YouTube.
that's
People
true.
do that all the time. Can we do that?
And we're posting things on YouTube.
Oh my god.
YouTubeception here, people.
We're gonna post
New
YouTubes of YouTubes. What good things? The humor in it
Humor
I
in it.
found really, really funny. Honestly, I think Tarantino should do more comedies than these crazy ones. Yeah.
You felt horrible laughing at that.
Yeah, I know. It was like KKK
Like
scene,
KKK
and
jokes,
it
you're
was
like,
like
oh.
you could tell it was meant to be funny, which kind
Oh, it's
of makes me
hilarious.
think that Tarantino's kind of messed up in the head that
And,
he made a scene about the KKK being
Jonah Hill's
funny.
little cameo in that.
Yeah, and Jonah Hill's
Thumbs
cameo.
up. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. I'm trying to think of other good things.
I know, right?
Just at the end of the movie, you leave the movie, or at least I did, with just like a bad taste in your mouth. That's all you can think of.
I know. I guess like
There
the
were good
action,
things.
the
The
action
acting was
parts
great.
were the action parts. I kind of found entertaining. Like how I was kind of
They
sitting there
drug on
like,
too, though.
yep, Jamie Foxx is kind of a beast. But then you kind of were like, I still want him to die because he kind of annoys me.
I felt like even the action scenes drug on a little.
Yeah,
bit. He
they
killed
like-
like 15 unnecessary people in that.
Oh yeah,
he
and
killed
like
5 and just ended it there.
when in the fighting scenes when the person that he's using as covers keeps on getting hit. Like,
Yeah.
are you really that bad at shooting? Why are you a paid
That's
kill person?
No, and then
I
right
don't-
as he
I don't know.
moves, they shoot the exact spot. His
Yeah,
head. So I was like,
exactly.
come on.
Ah, come on. You couldn't have done that 5 seconds ago.
You guys are
Yeah,
almost
good
as bad
things,
as
Peter.
Star Wars.
My favorite part of the movie was when the credits started rolling. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that's not very
Pasha?
positive. No, yeah, the KKK scene was hilarious.
If anybody hasn't seen the movie, we're not saying the KKK is hilarious.
No, that is
We're not
So
racist.
don't think of it like acting was very good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Samuel L.
that
Jackson
is-
didn't have quite as an impactful part as I thought.
I don't know. He was just kind of a dick. I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
that wasn't the
I
part I
don't
thought he was
like
gonna
you.
He played a great dick though.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
That was
But-
not the part I thought he was.
Like,
gonna play.
he reminds me of the guy in the Boondocks
Yeah.
that, like, thinks he's white and he hates other black people. Like, dude, you're black. Don't hate.
He really
Appreciate.
got into the part, and I
Yeah.
definitely could see that. He definitely got into the part.
Sorry if anybody thinks we're coming off racist, but this whole movie is very
Yeah.
racist. So
It-
just
oh,
talking about any of
literally,
it is just going to
the
sound
N-word
racist.
was used over 100 times.
At least.
So if you've got a problem with that word,
Yeah,
do
don't
not
watch
watch
this
this
movie.
movie.
And it wasn't just black people.
I feel racist watching this
It
movie.
wasn't
Yes,
black people at all.
like-
I'm not even saying the N-word.
I was about to say, I feel sad coming from the South. Being born in the South, I
Exactly.
felt a little like
I was like,
depressed
I'm
that
kind
that's
of a
where
dick.
I'm from. I was like,
I know.
oh, shit.
I was like,
yeah.
That's
dang,
my
you
that's my
dicks.
home place.
Oh,
that's
man,
bad.
I think the only reason I'd probably watch this movie a second time is to actually get out a post-it note and tally how many times he said the N word because it was insane.
It was in the first first 10 minutes they say it like
at
20
least,
times.
Yeah,
it was
easy.
I mean, I guess it kind of comes with the times.
It was
They were in a
punctuation.
time where they didn't really care. It was like kind of like a pronoun for black people, but I don't know.
Still,
It makes me feel bad about myself.
I would feel so awkward writing that script.
I know.
Totally.
Could you imagine being one of those white people
You're looking over
in
your shoulder each
today's
time, be like, is there a black person in the room?
Yeah, today's
Okay.
civilization, you gotta read that script, and then you're that white person that says it like a bunch of times. You're just like, yeah, beep, beep, beep,
Say
beep, beep, beep.
read-throughs.
Wait, didn't it say Quentin Tarantino wrote this too?
I believe you did.
Makes sense. Okay, that's why there's so many N-words, because he just doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
No.
Long
I'm
hair,
surprised
don't
he hasn't
care.
come-
Solved.
Have more scrutiny on him.
Right? You would
With this
think
kinda-
people would get mad.
He goes over the boundaries so
I think
much.
he's had a bit of.
Then again, no one gets
that
mad at
before,
Daniel
though.
Tosh, and he goes over the boundaries too.
No.
Well, that's because he's a comedian.
Touche.
I feel like. I mean,
Then again, he had some pretty comedic parts in this.
that's true. His comedic genius came out a little bit in this.
Okay, so bad things.
Oh, the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
The entire rest of the movie.
basically.
I don't know how it got such a good rating, honestly.
No,
Oh,
it was.
no.
It was.
It was a good movie. It just, first of all,
It was overhyped.
drug on way too long.
Way
Too long.
overhyped.
Literally, there must have been like 5 different times where you're like, end of the movie. And then like 30 minutes later, end of the movie. No. Okay. It just kept on going.
It was
Just kept on going.
like it would always come to those climactic parts where something huge would happen, the music would flare, and there'd be like this walkaway scene that would perfectly lead in the credits, and then there'd be a cut to another scene. Like I could easily where the movie ended, I could honestly see another cut to a different scene, just a random scene.
Yeah.
Tarantino
And that's
did.
another thing. Tarantino just randomly cuts to
Yeah.
scenes that don't even play into it. There's
He tells
this
his
girl.
old wife, and then
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
Cut to her in a meadow on a swing, and she just says her name. Cut back to the scene. I was like,
Yeah, there's this girl in the bad guy's gang, Leonardo DiCaprio. There's this girl in his gang, and like it keeps on having close-ups of her whenever she's in the group. It just like close up on her, and you're like, she's gonna come into play. No, last scene, spoiler alert, she just gets shot in the face by freaking Django. You're just like, okay,
it was
then,
very
whatever.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic.
Yeah,
You know what I
was
thought?
also a disgusting scene where Django. Spoiler. I'm not sure if this is a huge spoiler. Just want to throw it out there.
This is the kind of thing you
He
care about.
literally walks in, whips out his pistol. There's a dude who's like bathing, and he just blasts his penis off of.
Yeah, that's another thing. Tarantino seems to be obsessed with
Castrated.
male genitals.
He does.
He's like balls everywhere.
One thing I kind of thought of though, I think Tarantino at the end knew that he was dragging it on, so just kind of played off that. Because at the end he blows up the house, and then he's just doing donuts with his horse.
Yeah, he's just
and he's like kicking his legs, like woo, horse.
It's like, really,
Yes.
Tarantino? Really? This is what we're doing right now? Oh, I've invested so much time in this, and this is what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I
It didn't make any sense.
I haven't read any reviews, and Chris is kind of the Metascore guy. I didn't read any reviews about this, but
Oh, really? I read.
obviously it's supposed to be pretty good. It got
What I've heard, it was wonderful, and from like people that I'm like, oh hey, yeah, no, I listen to what you say about movies. They're like, this movie is so awesome, and I'm like, oh, cool, and it wasn't.
It was good at acting. It was just a bad.
it was
I don't know. It was like it was
No,
almost
because
kind of
you
a
look
good
at it,
plot
yeah.
too. But then
it was
just
a good
like what?
story. It was a good acting. It was good. It was good everywhere, and then just the result was bad.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you can completely chalk that up to Tarantino.
Yeah.
But it's almost hard not to.
Yeah.
Because you look at all the other parts and they were good. The acting was good. All that other stuff. Editing, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I hated
this
that.
person editing the video.
Some of the
did
stuff
well.
was really just cheesy.
Oh,
Like that
yes.
time where like they had. Spoiler alert again. There's a lot of
We
spoilers.
just need to put
Those
something
are-
at the beginning
Yeah.
of the video.
Spoiler alert. Anyways,
Sorry.
yeah. So he has like a flashback of this guy that used to like whip him and stuff, Django. And then he goes to kill that guy, and I guess when he was being whipped back then, the guy was like, what did he say? He was like,
He was like,
I like it when you bang,
I
boy.
like it when you bang. And
Yeah,
then
and then he shoots him, and he's like, I like it when you die, boy. I'm like, what?
Another
Who
thing.
says that?
Quentin
I mean-
Tarantino cannot resist his.
Yeah,
zoom in, zoom in.
And it would
How do
always
you
just
guys
be
think
that,
of this movie?
It would be that drum. Dun, dun.
Yeah,
And sometimes
It's like-
they would say things. Sometimes it would
I
just be
hate-
like done.
and then
Dun, dun, dun.
Ha!
Leonardo DiCaprio dies. It's just like whip out gun, boom, hit him in the
I can't
heart, and
believe
he's
that.
just
In the
like,
heart.
What? I'm dying.
I'm gonna jump back to things I
Then
like
Samuel
really
Jackson
quick.
freaks out, and the old guy, it goes in like slow motion, but the old guy apparently is not in slow motion. He runs over to Leonardo DiCaprio in another room
He's just the fastest guy
before Leonardo
guy
DiCaprio's
on the
bodyguard
plane.
even turns with his gun.
No, before
he's
he
like,
even turned his head.
yeah, he's
He
like,
hadn't even turned his head.
Okay, so he gets shot, and then
Wasn't it a camera
runs
thing?
over there.
What?
He's already like
No!
throwing his dead
Don't
body,
die?
and then you see the bodyguard, and he's like,
Plus, I'm
Oh,
not
something
sure
just happened.
getting shot would have thrown him back that far. You
Yeah.
see how far his body flew?
yeah, he was like,
Okay, going back to good things really quick. I did like some of the symbolism.
Yeah, the symbol was
okay.
decent.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
The
that's
message
good.
about-
I don't know, like that guy
Slavery,
that had the Bible pages on him,
Yes,
and
that
like
was
when he
very
shot
interesting.
him right in the Bible, I felt like that was kind of Django being like, "Fuck the police."
Okay, maybe not exactly.
Yeah,
But
probably.
Yeah,
not.
no, I thought he was just
Explicit.
like, I don't have.
French here.
I thought he was just
Pardon
kind of
me.
like saying, like when he shot him there, it was almost kind of like he was just saying like, I don't need God and I don't need anybody. I just need like.
he was giving up everything to get his girl
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
He didn't
Like,
care anymore.
He doesn't care anymore.
Even God
he doesn't
isn't
care about
standing
God
in
or
his
anything.
way.
Exactly.
Why did Leonardo DiCaprio have to have a fetish for French stuff?
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
like,
it was odd.
he was like,
He didn't speak French.
Monsieur Candy, like, you don't
Yeah.
speak French, so why? They literally say he doesn't speak French.
Okay.
Don't speak French in front of him. It'll embarrass him.
It was more
He
just
should
random
be
stuff for him.
embarrassed.
It was more just random stuff
Yeah,
thrown
he
in
should
to
be
try to make
embarrassed.
it
I
cool.
don't understand this.
Another good symbolism. I don't know if I'd call it symbolism, but the story that I told him. They
Yeah.
spelled it out a little bit too much. I would have liked to have to think about it and be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. They're like, yeah, it's her name. It's obviously her. I was like, all right. But it played out very well throughout it. Being a terrific actor, though.
Yeah.
Give you props
I
to
can't
that.
wait for
DiCaprio
him to
kept
Great
going.
Gatsby, dude. I can't
Oh,
wait.
yes.
What did this?
Gonna be
what did
great
this
movie.
win? Did this win?
We're gonna do a review on that.
This got, I think, maybe Best Original Song, Best Director. Quentin Tarantino got Best Director, and that is not okay now seeing this movie. That
Ben
is
Affleck.
No.
Argo.
You guys, next week we're probably gonna be doing a review on either Argo or Les Mis. So just
Or
heads
Lincoln.
up. Or if you
guys want to comment,
heads up.
throw out your votes on
Yeah, comment on
We'd
whether
love to see your
which
opinion.
one.
Try to help you guys out.
Yeah. Okay. So,
You're done.
Peter, would you watch this movie again?
No.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
But with this movie, I just don't feel that urge. I'm just like, I'm never going to go see this movie again. Which answers the next question: would we buy it?
You never asked me.
No.
You never asked me if I'd go see it.
Would you go see it
Would
again,
you go see?
Tristan?
Would you go see Tristan?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just
Dude,
to
he's
leave
always that guy.
Devil's
I would be sitting there on my phone the whole time and then just be like, oh, the KKK scene's up? All right, let me pay attention for 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're probably after
Okay,
this.
done.
Literally after this, I'm gonna watch that in scene selection.
Yeah.
Terrific. Got to get on to ratings.
Yes.
I feel like they're going to be kind of in correlation with the fact that this movie was horrible. But go ahead, Peter. What would you rate
Out
it?
of-
Out of 5
5
stars.
stars.
Out of 5 stars.
Out of 5 stars, I would give it a solid 2.5.
2.5.
2.5 stars, maybe
Mhm.
3, but that's being kind of generous
Yeah.
on my part.
You know, if I was gonna be. Anyways, if I was gonna be generous, I'd probably give it 0.01. No, I would probably give it like a
That's pretty generous.
1.5 to 2. Like it was just it didn't keep you engaged. I was so bored by the end. I was just like, I
was
want to go
happy
watch
for it
the
to be
Nuggets
over.
game.
Yeah.
Nuggets for life.
I was happy for it to be over.
Yeah, we were literally
I
like
know it's
rooting for it
different.
to be done. We were
I'm
like,
pretty sure
please.
it's like Black Power or something.
Yeah, I was like, Shalom!
Go Nuggets! All right.
Dobre Dien.
Okay. You gave your rating?
Yes.
Okay.
1.5 to 2.
1.5 to 2. I'd probably be in about that area too.
Alright.
1.5 to 2. Maybe, yeah, I'd say probably 2.5-ish. No, I don't get the Oscar nomination for this.
Yeah, I don't
No,
understand it.
We don't.
Makes no sense.
I've never seen Les Mis, but let's say that's probably a pretty good movie.
Yes.
That, Argo.
Good, great movie.
I don't see how this is even in the level
Yeah.
of that.
Doesn't
It's not
make
even
sense.
in the level
No,
of
no,
a
no,
lot
no.
of
Oh,
movies.
goodness, no.
No.
And I think wasn't it favored to win the Oscars?
I
coming
think it
into
was up there. It
Like
was
quite
up
a few
there.
people? Yeah.
Well, like when it started winning awards at the Oscars, like the early awards, people were like, "Oh crap! It might take Best
get it.
Picture." And
This might.
thank
this
God
movie-
the Academy actually knew what they were talking about.
This-
Because
This movie may have something called the Napoleon Dynamite effect, where it is horrible when you watch it the first time, but if you watch it a good, 2 or 3 times, you love it. That's the Napoleon Dynamite effect. This movie may have that, but I'm not seeing it.
I say that's the problem. I just want to go see it again. So.
exactly. Well, you said you did.
Yeah.
Hypocrite!
That was more jokingly. That was sarcastically. I probably
He was
wouldn't.
playing devil's advocate. I mean, I was right.
Yeah, just trying to stir the pot.
Shims,
you know what I kept out of? Which we haven't mentioned yet. The problem with physics in this movie.
Oh my
Quentin
God!
Tarantino ditched physics throughout his life. So, let me tell you, if you get shot with a bullet coming this way, your body doesn't fly this way. It flies in the path the bullet hits you, because that's the way force is going. If you get hit like this, you're not going this way. Which is exactly what happened. That is complete symbolism for this movie. It's going this way, boom, it's this way. It doesn't make any
And it
sense.
doesn't end.
Exactly. Like at the end, like he shoots this
Doesn't
girl,
make
and she
sense.
goes just like he shoots her, boom, and she goes that way. How does that happen? Did the bullet curve and hit her in the head?
That's this movie.
Probably.
Just
Probably. I wouldn't be
Django's so
surprised.
Right
good he can
turn.
curve bullets. They're
Wanted
making
style.
another left turn.
He went to
I
the Academy of Wanted.
If you like
Subscribe
this
and like.
video, tell your friends.
Please, we
yeah.
need to grow the
Subscribe.
audience.
I may or may
Keep it
not
growing.
ever be back, so
We hope you are, Peter.
Yeah, Peter, we love you.
We enjoyed your company here.
Anyways,
I enjoyed this. This was
yeah.
really fun.
So, yeah, subscribe to become a muffin today.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel
Become a
when
muffin.
we're